Hello, Gaijins. How are you? Today is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Been a while since I've made a video from the Serena. The last video I put out was in January. Springtime is here, winter is finished, thankfully. We had a couple of days of snow in February, which the boys enjoyed, and not much else since, just really cold weather. Cherry blossoms have just about disappeared in most places, here in Yamaguchi anyway. Other places in Japan further north may still have cherry blossoms going on for another week or two or three. It's getting warmer, it's been beautiful today. It's 22 Celsius right now. We have been to a small place called Kasodojima Island. There's a beautiful little beach there. They used to have a lot of wild cats at that beach that were very friendly, but I didn't see a single cat there today. Noah's started in elementary school. It's a 3.5 kilometer walk from the house to the school. So if the weather's good, they walk in a group. They never walk by themselves. They have a backpack, and all the kids in elementary school and high school have very similar backpacks. Well, I'm not sure about high school, but elementary school certainly, they all have the same style backpacks, and they're very, very expensive. Anywhere from like $300 to $800 or more. So around 30,000 yen plus. It's usually grandma or grandpa or some other family member that buys those bags, but not direct family members. So not mom, not dad. Unless mom and dad are the only people in the family. It was a little bit hectic at first, as everything new. But he's enjoying that. He's enjoying his new school. Harry's moved up into the final year of preschool, kindergarten. He was a bit down at first because his brother wasn't in the same school anymore, but now he's okay. There's been a lot of controversy around, how foreigners are being treated here. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We don't get treated the same in many respects, especially at work. There's always a glass ceiling that's never talked about. But you just learn to live with it. It's just one of those things. You learn to live with it. It's not like direct racism in your face kind of thing. But you just learn to live with it, and you just get on with life, really. We've seen a lot of videos on YouTube talking about how a certain faction of a religious group of individuals are not happy that Japan won't bend for them, and I'm actually in full agreement with the Japanese on this. I've been here 27 years this year, and I know people who've been here a lot longer, and some even shorter. But the main thing we all have in common, we've all assimilated. We've all managed to fit into society here, pay our taxes, our insurance and pensions and all that stuff. It's the same as everybody else, and we just do what we've got to do to survive, because the salaries are not great in Japan. If you're a manager, if you're Japanese and you're a manager, you might be on a very good salary. I know that where my wife works, the managers there are on very good salaries. So anyway, that group of people are not happy, that Japan won't break their rules and change their culture for them. So the simple solution is just go home, go back to a country where you can have that, And I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about. Other than that, things are just going along nicely. I'm here at the laundromat now because we're every winter we have the kotatsu table, and this is what a kotatsu table is. And when the weather gets to look like this, they're just too warm to be sitting under. I mean, they're still comfortable. If you don't turn them on, they're still very comfortable, especially at night. It's a bit chilly still. But anyway, I'm here washing the kotatsu blanket, if you like. It's basically like a massive quilt for your kotatsu table, and there's a padded carpet that we have that goes underneath it, and that's getting washed as well right now. Can't believe we're in April already. The rate it's going. We'll be hitting Christmas before we know it. Of course, I'm not looking forward to the summer. I don't enjoy summer here. I don't enjoy summer anywhere. I don't like being hot and sweaty, and I just don't like the humidity and the heat. Heat itself is not so bad, but with the humidity, it's just horrendous here. It's like taking a shower with your clothes on and then just stepping out of the shower and just getting about your normal business. Work has made some changes. They've been cutting the class sizes and the hours. Well, they say they cut the class sizes. I haven't really noticed any difference in mine. But they've been cutting the classes numbers, I guess. Some people who have been at the university for almost 30 years have had their classes slashed in half. And I think it feels almost like they're trying to push some people out, because I think some people have actually quit. But the good news is I got myself onto an indefinite contract. Alright, so those of you that don't know, and even if you're in Japan and you don't know, if you have a job where you're contracted to work at a place and the contracts run continuously for 5 years or more, so like even if it's just like a yearly contract or every 6 months or even every 3 months. I know my friend in Hiroshima, he's been on 3-month contracts for three years. He's actually quitting his job next week, April 23rd he's quitting. But if you're doing a contract job and you get a contract renewal every year for 5 years, you can apply for indefinite contract. It's best to wait to know that you've got a job lined up, because so what they did with me was they sent me another contract to the end of March 2027. So it proved that they wanted me to come back. So then I can apply under Article 18 of the Japanese Labour Law. I applied for indefinite contract, and they can't refuse it unless they have a really good reason. Like, they have to have a good reason, like they're not going to continue that side of the business, or they're making cutbacks. But the fact that they already gave me a contract, you know, they basically told me, like, well, here's your schedule, here's your contract. So they couldn't refuse it. Plus they hired a full-time teacher on a 5-year contract, so that would go against what they said. But they accepted it straight away. So I'm on an indefinite contract now. I'll get a contract every year now, without fail. It doesn't mean I'll have the same schedule, the same hours. So they could cut me right down to 1 class a week, which I hope they don't. You know, the money's good for this job, but it's not that good. It's a bit of a relief, because not knowing if every year you're going to have a contract or not, it's a bit of a bind. Everybody's putting prices up. Nobody's putting prices down. It never goes down, does it? Never goes down. It always goes up. So when I was a kid growing up in the UK, I remember, I'm old enough to remember, you could go to the fish and chip shop and you could get fish and chips, a bag of fish and chips for 8 pence. And then when it went up to 12 pence, everybody was complaining that it was too expensive. 12 pence, can you imagine? Like, you know, I'm 58 years old. So, you know, growing up in the UK in the 70s and 70s and 80s, the 80s were brilliant years. Absolute brilliant years were the 80s. But growing up, yeah, and you're seeing these prices go up and up and up and up, you know, like, so 8 pence, 12 pence, and before you know it, it was up to £1, and, you know, and what is it now? Like, I don't even know how much it is now. If you know, and if you're watching from the UK, let me know in the comments. Nothing goes down. But here in Japan, the cost of living, by comparison, is a lot easier than the UK, and I would say even the US in some ways. Yes, there's a lot of taxes, but if you're on a certain income or a certain level of income, you'll get a tax rebate every year. It works itself out. Like, even though you're paying all these taxes, you do get that money back. And the cost of living, like I say, it's affordable, and we do grow our own vegetables. And actually, we've just like remade, I guess, the vegetable patch in our own garden. But the wife's family has a house on the south coast of where we live, and they grow vegetables, and we eat a lot of vegetables from there. It's not expensive to live here. And if you're going shopping for food, and go shopping at night time, if you go to the supermarkets like Max Value or Maracue, or whatever you have in your area here in Japan, go after 8 p.m. if possible, because that's a lot of prices are, they're down 10, 20, 30% in some cases, so you can still buy fresh food at a huge discount. So it's best to go shopping at night time. We bought our house, so the mortgage is a lot less than the rent that I used to pay. I used to pay, that was 98,000 a month, but that price included certain bills. I think it included gas and not electricity, but gas and water, I think, was included in the price. And I had to pay for electricity separately. It was a weird setup, but it was a really nice apartment. I really liked that apartment, actually. I had that for 3 years, and then we bought the house, and the mortgage now is like, I think, 53,000 or 55,000 yen a month. It's really not much at all. It works out well. So there's ways to save money here. And this car, this Serena, this old girl, she's going to be finished paying for in June. So yeah, 3 more payments this month, May and June. Now I'm having a bit of a problem with this Serena at the moment, not engine wise, but with the paint work. And I'll show the pictures right here. And basically, the paint's coming off the car in chunks, and Nissan's refusing to fix it. Between, I think it was 2012 or 2013 and 2015, and a couple of years beyond in some cases, they got a lot of complaints globally about the paint falling off the car. And it wasn't just like the top layer of paint, it's like the whole thing. The adhesive that holds the paint onto the car was coming off as well, primer, everything. So it's just flaking off and coming right down to the bare metal. And I know on like the door, the left hand side door, passenger door behind me, there's a spot of rust where the paint's come off already. And on the roof there's a pretty big chunk. You can see it in this picture right here. That's not a small chunk of paint. It's not a chip. Anyway, they said they can't do it because it's not under warranty, and it's nothing to do with the shop itself, that where we bought the car from. It's the manufacturer, and they only remedied it in the United States. They only decided to remedy that there, not here in Japan. So basically, they're saying if you want to fix it, you're gonna have to fix it yourself. And it's going to cost between $2,000 to $4,000 to do that. I'm not repainting this car, and if I was to repaint this car and pay for it, I wouldn't get it done in the same color either. I'd get something ridiculous like bright pink or bright green or something like that. Just because I could, for $4,000 anyway. I want the car to stand out. So it's going in to the shop on Monday, because it's going to get a pre-Shaken check, a JCI check, which I've talked about that before, the Japanese car inspection check, which you get every 2 years. It's going to get checked to see what it needs. I'm sure they'll find something, and they'll give me a quote to say how much that's going to cost me. And then they said, first, like I said, they said they're not going to do anything about the paint job because paint's not under the warranty, and they can't say it's like UV problem or anything like that, because we have 3 cars and they're all Nissans. The Z is 21 years old this year, and that's got no problem with the paint. The clear coat's coming off on the mirror, and I'm actually going to be fixing the clear coat in a couple of weeks all over the car. And the Nissan Leaf that my wife has, I think that's got to be like 6 or 7 years old now. It's got no problems with the paint. So anyway, they're going to take a look, and I don't know what they're going to do about it, but the alternative is I get some vinyl sticky paper, and I just cut out some weird Picasso looking shapes and slap that over the patches, and keep doing that as the paint continues to fall off. Yeah, because it's a great car. It really is a great car, and when I do go camping in this car, which hasn't been much recently, but if I do go camping, it's really comfortable to sleep in this car. You get like a futon in the back, get the seats down, get a futon in, like the proper futon mattress, and you got your blanket and your quilt and your pillow, and you sleep really well in here, or I sleep really well anyway. But apart from that, the only reason I bought this car was because of having the kids. We needed a bigger vehicle to get around and carry things like shopping, and at the time, like push chairs and stuff that is essential for having it when you've got kids. But they're getting older now. So Harrow's 5. He just turned 5 in January. Noah is going to be coming up for 7 in 2 months. 3 months? Yeah, July 4th he's 7. So when we still need the car, we got the Leaf though. So it's not like we really need this car. I'm not intending to sell it, but I'm not intending to buy another car either. And if I was to buy another car, it would be a camping van. So I could take my boys camping. That still might be on the cards, but I don't want to get into debt, because by the end of June, I'm actually thinking, when's the payment for this go out? It's 28,000 yen a month for this car. So I've been paying for about 7 years on the finance system that Nissan gave me. It's 28,000 a month, and I think it goes out on the 27th of each month. I can't remember now, but anyway, by the end of June I will be completely debt free, other than the mortgage. No bank loans, no car loans, no credit cards, nothing, and I intend to keep it that way. Only the second time in the last 3 decades that I'll have been debt free, and I have no intention of getting any more loans. I'm going to save money until I can afford to build a proper garage or carport, and I think we've agreed on a carport, just like having a basically a roof on steel stands would keep the sun off and keep the rain off for the most part, and that would be the cheaper option. You're looking around $10,000 to $15,000. It depends on whether we get like 1, 2, or 3 carport cover, and essentially we need 3. But I said to the wife, well, thinking about just like building a garage, a proper garage, a 3-car garage, with a door in the back of the garage, so we can get from the house into the garage, into the house area. But in hindsight, I don't think that's going to work, because the steps to get to the house would, people would have to walk through the garage to get through the steps. So it's not convenient, and that includes delivery guys and family members coming to the house. So it's something I've got to think about. But anyway, it's going to be a good few years down the road yet. Nothing exciting's happened. Apparently we had an earthquake last month, and I slept right through it. Everybody in the house was awake except for me. I think my wife said it was something like 2:30 in the morning. The whole house was shaking, and I'm just snoring my head off. I don't remember what time it was, she said. It wouldn't be the first time I've slept through an earthquake. There's been an earthquake in Nagoya today. Yeah, Japan gets earthquakes pretty much on a daily basis. Yeah, so we're back in the swing of things. My new YouTube channel, One Way Faith, is going pretty well. I'm making faceless YouTube videos on that, just like using AI voiceovers to talk about biblical stuff. So if you're a Christian or you're questioning your faith, or you've got some interest in it, like, check it out. There's only 4 subscribers on there at the moment, and I'm one of them. So if the message gets to at least one person, then I'm happy. But this channel is going to just be about my daily life in Japan when I do post, which isn't very often, as you know. And people can say, "Oh, the algorithm's not going to pick up your videos." I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care. It's in a lot of ways, this is just me talking on camera, hopefully to somebody who's listening, but at the same time, also as just a way of like keeping a record of who I am for the future. When my boys want to watch it down the road. you know, I'm getting on in years now, 58, and you know, skin's getting a bit saggier. I haven't been to the gym since February. In fact, I've only been once this year, and I kind of regret that. Well, up until about 5 weeks ago, I decided I was going to go to the gym every day during the week, because we had the last 3 weeks of school, and I was in my vacation time, and I thought, yeah, if I go to the gym continuously for the next 3 weeks, I'll be right by the time I go back to work. And just one thing after another just kept coming up. Just kids weren't being sick, or it was something to do with work, or something to do with somebody else had a problem that they need my help with. So it just and the time was just zipped by, you know. Like I say, April 18th already today, and yeah, it's just this year's just flying by already. And I've been meaning to post stuff, you know, but like, and I get home and because I am getting older, I get tired a lot easier now as well, and because I don't have the stamina, because I'm not training, I'm not working out. I don't know if it's going to make any difference when I go back or not to the gym. I hope it does, because in my mind works like that. It's like if I tell myself something, I can do something and achieve something, and I can do it. But people always tell you, well, after a certain age, you this happens and that happens. It's like, I don't want to hear that. If you tell me that, then I'll start to, you know, live by that. But I don't want to hear it. You know, it's like learning a new skill. I told you in the last video, the wife got me a sewing machine for Christmas, and I've been putting that to good use, and I've actually bought 2 more machines since then. The first one I bought was old Janome, I think it is. I can't remember now, but it's a really old one. It's about 40 years old, and I got it for just 1,100 yen, so 1,100 yen, which is nothing, like $10. Not even that, is it? But, you know, I wasn't expecting much for that price, but, you know, it's like, it's fine. It's perfect. It's very clean, works well. It needs a bit of adjusting, like on the dogs. The sewists among you will know what that means. But other than that, yeah, it's been amazing. It's like a computer one, so you just press buttons. You don't need the pedal, because I'm heavy-footed, so I had some problems. I had some problems with like controlling the speed of the one I got for Christmas, and then I bought this one, which is a Dreamlock 33A, I think it's called. It was basically a locking machine. You know, like inside your shirts where you get those like looped stitches on the seams. That's what that does. And I got it, and as you can see from the pictures, it was absolutely filthy. It was absolutely filthy, and it didn't even work. It was. I paid 7,300 yen for it. These machines usually cost around 200 to 300,000 yen or more, depending on the model. And I got it, and I thought, well, you know, because of having my skill that I learned from repairing watches, I thought, I wonder if I can fix this. So yeah, I had to look around it. I cleaned it up. Here's a picture of it cleaned up, and I got the mechanism working, and it, you know, unseized it, gave it a bit of oil and a bit of a clean up. Putting the threads through was a pain in the neck, I can tell you that. That is not an easy machine to thread. So when it comes to re-threading, I did find a YouTube video that showed you how to like tie threads together tightly enough so that they'll go through the certain holes and loops and whatnot. But yeah, that machine works, and it works really well. I'm still not sure if I'm going to keep it. As it is now working, it will be worth between $500 to $1,000 now. So I may sell that. But I've been busy. I've been making like pencil cases and zipper pouches just to get the practice in, and I'm a lot more confident with it now, and I enjoy it. And before anybody says anything, there's a lot of men out there that do use sewing machines and make clothes and stuff, and that's my ultimate goal, is to start making my own clothes, because it's hard to find clothes that fit here. You know, I've got short legs. I'm only 5'7", so you know, I've got short legs, and to find pants that fit and don't make me look shorter than I already am is difficult. So I want to make my own pants, and I've already got a pattern at home for that, and my own shirts. I just want to make my own stuff. Just why not? So yeah, just keep practicing with that, and see how it goes. I've got a long way to go before I get that good of a skill level. But anyway, that's just a little catch up from me, folks. I hope wherever you are in the world that you're staying safe and staying warm, dry, and life is treating you well. You know, just remember, if you're having any problems or issues or anything like that, they're only temporary. They're only temporary. And you know, how you think and how you handle problems will determine whether it stays in your life or not. For me personally, having my faith in God and Jesus Christ, and I don't dwell on the past anymore. I used to dwell on the past a lot. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But anyway, that's all for now, folks, and I'll catch up with you guys real soon. So stay safe. Remember, do what you love or love what you do. See you soon.